Setting for the Sportiva Legends Only is it's one of the highlights of the year. It's completely different from any other comp.
In what way is it different?
Well, the time aspect is a big difference, I would say. That when you set for a national comp or international comp, you often have to set a certain amount of problems in often 3 to 5 days, and now we have 4 days to set only 5 problems, which is sort of a luxury, I would say, because you can put a lot of time into each boulder to make them exactly the way you want them.
And also, normally you'd set, let's say you set a World Cup or some international competition, and it's on-site or flash 4 minutes. That's completely different from having a competition like this, where you have 3 tries on problems you've already tried.
And in order for us to make it into something where they don't feel safe, because these climbers are obviously so good that if they learn a move, they can probably repeat it over and over. And to find that balance between way too hard and too easy that's sort of the challenge with setting for this comp, I would say.
Daniel, your favorite problems?
I like the yellow one from last year on the steep bow rack.
The other one from last year was quite nice. It was just a basic power problem. I kind of like the old Jimmy Webb pinch problem from 2013. That's a classic. It was a pretty shitty problem, but it was still a classic. Because it was probably the hardest problem we've set for any Legends competition. And that was a problem where we felt we might have to just reset the whole thing when they were trying it. But then Jimmy just did the moves, and it's like, yeah. And it did it on the last try of the competition. So that was quite nice.
Yeah.
But there are many others.
Where do you find the inspiration and ideas? Is it like from the World Cup, or just in your head when you're climbing, indoors, outdoors?
As Stefan said, it's sort of a highlight of the year. So we walk around like thinking about it a lot and talking about it and trying to come up with new ideas. And like ideally, I think it would be nice to do something that is sort of different from the World Cup. There is a lot of influences that goes through social media and stuff like that. So if someone comes up with a boulder problem that gets a lot of attention, you're gonna see it being created like in different comps all over. And if we can come up with something which you don't see everywhere, I think that would be like more fun rather than just doing a triple coordination dyno, which you see in every competition. So at least for me, I try to walk around thinking about ideas which I have not seen before. That would be the most fun.
Yeah, just following trends in terms of ideas is boring. We want to do something new. I mean, just setting completely new moves, that might sound ridiculous or impossible, but you have to try.
Did it last year, kind of, on the red one?
Yeah. You did. That was pretty innovative.
Yeah, I guess, but that was more of something which came out of. It was not something which we had thought about, but we started setting something which did not work, and then by removing holds and just playing around, something turned out of it, which at least none of us had seen before. I don't know, it's probably been set before somewhere, but I had not seen it in any competition. And I think that is what is fun with having so much time. We can experiment, and from experimenting, new ideas comes out.
I get ideas from everywhere. You know, problems I've climbed, problems I've seen. But I always try to take ideas and twist them and make them illogical.
And obviously these climbers are all on such a high level, so in order for them to show their special skills, it requires every boulder to be a little bit different. Because if you set boulders that are all the same, then it's probably going to be one climber who's really good at this style, and he or she will do really well in the competition.
The holds we have for the competition are extremely important. If you look at the development just in climbing, but also for this competition, originally we just set with whatever we had in the gym. I mean, we have ideas beforehand of the kinds of problems we want to set on each section of the wall, so we get to sit down and pick exactly what we want for the competition. So that's huge.
And I think for this year we have like what we got is pretty good.
Yeah, it's the best for sure.
Site of any special holes?
All of them.
The difficulty of the problems ranges from 8A to 8C boulders. Like a problem I mentioned, the infamous Jimmy Webb pinch problem, we estimated was probably close to 8C boulder. But usually the problems are, 8A to 8B plus. They can't all be the exact same difficulty because you have to climb them in a certain order. And if they're all 8B plus, when you get to the last one, it's gonna feel impossible. So they have different styles and they range in difficulty, but they're pretty damn hard.
Yeah.
Much harder than you find at a normal competition.
Yeah, way harder.